finish line. You can't get there from here.
Strap on your feet bag. Wide Army. Running with scissors.
HWYRT.
HWYRT.
How come you're not running right now? No, seriously, grab some headphones and go for a run while you listen.
Come on, Bray.
And now, without further ado, here are Bryan and Peter.
Bryan, the tone of this episode will vary in size and scope, and I want people to be ready. But first, before we get into some, I'm going to say heavy stuff for us, how was your run today?
Wow, I'm not sure I want to participate in the rest of this episode. It's going to be
Really?
so
Because the
heavy.
majority of it's your
because
idea.
it's mostly just funny and nice.
Yep. And you brought some heavy stuff to it, and you'll see. Thoughtful, contemplative.
Something I kept thinking about and I wanted to share with you and I wanted to share with our dear listeners.
But before we get to that, and I totally am respectful of you and your morose way of being.
Hey, look, people are living their lives.
Yes, they are. But before we do that,
This doesn't make it morose.
did you run
Today?
today?
I ran every day this. All right, I overdid it. I'm telling you right now.
You feel this is true?
Today we're recording on a Friday. I ran hills. Last week, I sprinted every uphill because I'm like, you know what? The reason I go to hills is to sprint up hills. This week, I could barely squeeze out any miles. My legs every part of my legs felt like cement. And the reason is that, let's take us back. Yesterday, Thursday, it was actually almost 60 degrees. I went for a 5 around my neighborhood.
It's beautiful.
Wednesday, I went to the stadium,
Yeah.
which actually felt pretty good. I was no speed demon, but it was pretty good.
You did all right.
Tuesday, now remember, I hadn't done the things I just told you about.
Yes, no.
I said, I have to add some more miles. So I did 3 on a treadmill. Like a chump. Like, what is that 3 going to get me? Anyway, consistency.
I mean, getting you out doing it.
And then on Monday, a day which I will remind you was about 38 degrees and rain, snow, sleet.
Yep.
Because our dear friend Emily Saul was guest co-leading the November Project workout that morning, and it was in Harvard Square.
You mean Emily Saul of ESOL Movement? Emily Saul of ESOL Movement.
That's the one. I wanted to go and support Emily in that effort, so I did that. That was maybe I ran 2 miles, but
It's the thought that counts, Bryan.
But that is a lot of activity for a man of my age and
Advanced
disposition.
Advanced.
And it's a lot more than I've been doing. So, maybe this rest thing is important, or I'm dialing it up a little and I'm finding consistency. I don't know. I don't know how to do this running thing. I've never figured it out. I don't know what I'm doing.
I get it.
I need you to tell me.
Fine.
How was your run today?
I mean, there's literally 10 years of this. So just go back and listen to the show.
How was your run today?
It's early in the morning on a Friday. You're in my living room. You've brought donuts. I said to you I would be showered and dressed. I'm neither of those things.
How was your run today?
Today was not happening yet.
55 degrees when you woke up?
45, thank you.
55.
No, I woke up 2 hours later than you think about it.
Oh, that's right.
And here's what I'll say. Since we last spoke, we'll get into this a little bit later on too. I went for a 3-miler plus at the reservoir.
Nice.
With the plaintiff.
Oh, you mean Michael Goff?
Michael Goff.
What's slow, sweet, and sticky?
Michael Goff.
Actually, it's molasses.
Michael Goff. And then, I think the next day, I went to the gym for leg day because I wanted to lift weights. And I got on the elliptical as well. And then I'm going to just be honest. Work's been very busy. And I clearly am not making the time because there is time. You just got to make it. So yesterday when it was like 61 or 2, I think the biggest thing I did was walk to a bar to see a friend. I did walk home. No, gosh, I think they gave me a ride most of the way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So the step count was low.
Mm-hmm.
We saw composer extraordinaire Jeff Cronenberg.
We sure did.
And many, many hot dogs were consumed at Zippity Doo Dog in Framingham.
Not running fuel.
No. I mean, I thought to myself, this is going to be great because in 3 hours when I go run, and again, the aforementioned visit to the pub. So, yeah, am I feeling bad about myself? I mean, maybe a little. Maybe a little because
no. But at the beginning of the week, the dial was turned up, and now it's turned
just
down.
down
now
a little
you can
bit.
Turn it back on.
I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know if I prepped you for this.
Should I look directly at you, or should I look?
I always look away. Always look away.
Okay. Indirect information is the way I like it.
I got a toy show this Sunday.
Okay.
So that's just a way of me saying, hey, I'm going to be on my feet all day Sunday. Saturday is going to be all day prepping and packing and unpacking the car to get that perfect, Tetris pack job done.
So what you're saying is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week, when you didn't run or exercise in any way, you were mentally like a shaman, like a monk preparing.
I will tell you this.
More like actually like a shogun.
I will tell you this. There was an evening this week where I unpacked a box of mixed things that I had acquired and was proceeding to clean them and identify them because I didn't know what they all were. I had to clean them, take pictures of them, and go onto the internet and find out what the pieces were and what line of toys they belonged to. And I occupied the kitchen for 4 hours to the dismay of my wife and her daughter, who all wanted to have dinner. And I'm finding which G.I. Joe rifle this is, or which play school little person thing this is, or Adventure People, like vintage, true, made in Hong Kong material that will do well at my show. But I was in a zone where I couldn't tell you what day it was or what time of day it was. I was gone. It was the flow, the toy flow. The toy show flow, which is a rare state. It's not unlike mile 13, 14 of like a 20-mile run. You just get lost. You don't know where you are. You just know you're doing it.
Your watch is dings and another mile goes by.
Well, I'm just breathing, listening to some music, and I'm sorting toys.
Well, okay.
And I know that's not the show. I get it.
No.
That's
but
not what
you're
the show
on
is.
another podcast, which is a show about this thing
Yes,
that you love so much.
Thank you for
Please
pre-plugging.
tell us about
the
other more popular podcasts where you'll be talking about toys, Peter.
I will be appearing in a very early May episode of the podcast Detours, Antiques Roadshow Detours.
The official Antiques Roadshow podcast.
Yes, the official Antiques Roadshow, the very popular PBS series Antiques Roadshow. They have a podcast called Antiques Roadshow Detours.
Almost sells itself, doesn't it?
Produced by my longtime friend Adam Monahan. Very successful show. He's a very successful man. And I was lucky enough to be one of his many guests, including Jim Swearingen, who is like a heavy-duty, in-the-day Kenner toy designer. He designed the first 12 figures. Like, it's a big deal.
You mean he's not a guy who took up running at 45 and ran a Boston Marathon and can't stop talking about it? I mean, because I think I bring a lot to the table.
Clearly is just trying to fulfill teenage dreams by continuing to talk into a microphone.
I don't even remember being a teenager.
I think I remember 23, like 3 days when I was 23. And I'm just trying to recapture it over and over again.
Trendsetter.
Anyway, the toy show's coming up, so very busy. Can't wait. Can't wait to get a run in, though, before the show.
Oh, sure.
Probably Saturday. I mean, I might get one today. You are bumming me out with the whole, like, I didn't run today. Like, you're really doing a thing to me.
I'm talking to you.
You're shoving your accountability month in my face.
And yeah, take it.
In it.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
Anywho,
Like a pie. I'm
remember.
pieing you with accountability march.
You brought donuts, too. Pie and donuts. Do we have a voice memo?
We have so many voice memos. Let's hear from our friend, and as you'll hear, apparently show producer, Mary in Maine.
Hey guys, it's Mary in Maine. It's not that crazy. Good morning, Bryan and Peter and everybody that's listening. This is Mary in Maine. I was reflecting on what Bryan has sort of been struggling with, the motivation and the consistency. And my one thought is, Bryan, have you ever written down your why? Why do you run? I think our why will change depending on the season of life that we're in. For example, I run now because I can, but I went through a severe boot camp of having lots of children and always regaining strength and getting back out there and then having another child. And so just that perspective changes my why. But before I had kids, I ran simply because I enjoyed the freedom. So that would be my why. I enjoy the freedom. At any rate, it might be helpful to write down your why on a Post-it note, on several Post-it notes, and then stick them in places where you're always going to see it, like your refrigerator or your running sneakers or your running clothes that you set out for tomorrow's run. I also would put a call out to all of your rock star guests that are always on your show, like Marathon George. What's his why? Or Emily Saul. She's amazing as well. What's her why? Or anybody else that listens that wants to send in a voice memo. What's your why? And then just write it down and remind yourself of that. That's it. Have an awesome day. And how was your run today?
Alert! Alert!
Well, hello there, friend.
Hello.
You know, I'm really excited for the next episode where Mary and Michael Goff are now the host of the show with reporter Igor Babushkin. And you and I can just get down on the beach. We're done. We're out. We're out of a job.
Folks, the call is out. Mary in Maine wants to hear from you.
Producer Mary from Maine. Maine producer.
Well, I mean, I can understand why she doesn't want to be the only voice memo that comes in.
I totally get
in
it.
a week.
And she's not the only one. We'll have another one in a minute. But
That's true.
The why is a good one. Bryan, you've heard this before I did. I can't help but notice you have a Post-it note in your hand. You brought a prop to a podcast.
I did. Everyone, in my hand, I hold a Post-it note.
A fluorescent yellow.
It is
Post-it.
very bright.
No.
All right. I actually took this task quite seriously. And
Shocking.
I realized that I was going through a lot of emotional turmoil. Wow. And yeah, this is going to become. This is a shock to you, because.
Do I need to get Kleenex?
No,
I might.
I mean, it's about me. Why would you care? So here are 4 bullet points. Release those. Release the tension. God. Here are 4 bullet points about me, Peter.
Okay, let's hear them.
1. Why do I run? To be honest, and this might not be a great thing, I'm basically chasing the dragon, chasing feelings of strength, endurance, endorphins, and accomplishment of my past.
That's interesting. Okay, very good.
Because I liked feeling that way, and I would love to do it again, but that's not so much happening, but it's true. For me, running in the woods is great. I love being in the woods, and if I'm running as opposed to walking, I just cover more distance in the same amount of time. So there's an efficiency thing, but like being in the woods is great. As my close family members will tell you, I'm less angry or sad or distracted after I run. I think many runners can say the same thing about that. You little more, little happier, little more little more compassion, maybe? I don't know what the right word is.
I'll wait till it's my turn.
Number 4, the running community, which here in Boston's great, and from which I have largely stepped away from for the last couple of years. I don't really know why, but I feel like I have put up a big wall around myself for the last 2 years, and maybe I'm starting to take it down. Peter, you go.
I think it's so interesting because your first one where you're chasing the dragon, I've never, ever, ever felt that.
You're not chasing pick up the cones, Pete?
I'm not.
That's
I'm not.
interesting.
That's never, and I wish I could get some of that because then I think it would feed on itself a little bit, but that's never, and it's possible because I was a heavy set kid. I was never fast because I was pick up the cones Pete, and I'm a certain weight class runner now as an adult, and I've run pretty serious races in a very specific way for my body type. So I don't know. I mean, I've had moments like on a treadmill, I hate to say that, but it's true, where I've gone very, very fast, or I've had just the sub 2 hour half. And for me, that's like phenomenal, right? But I don't think I ever, like the runner's high thing is so elusive for me. It's not that I haven't had it, but
I'm not even though talking necessarily about times because like I'm not going to run as fast as I
no. But I agree.
The whole package, the strength, the lightness, the like. Oh, I'm just doing it.
And it's possible I'm forgetting because it's been so long, and I've been so riddled with injury or illness or COVID-ness and weirdness. I mean, it's been 5-6 years of just not where I would like to be.
Toy shows.
Hey, so that's an interesting one. I would say there's no question, and this has become only more true, not less true, that the human being I'm able to be after a workout, whether it be a run, whether it be weightlifting, whether it be other cardio with some serious floor stretching and being in my head, but in a different way, and then coming out of it, I'm able to process and be in a range that is what most people would call not loud and not disturbing and maybe even respectful. And when I don't do that, I have a hard time keeping myself in check. So I think that's very, 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 very real. And I agree with you that I would say almost everybody would say that.
It has a moderating, beneficial influence.
Yeah, I would say 1 out of 10,000 people run and then are an aggressive freak show, selfish monster right after. Everybody else goes the other way.
Yeah, maybe.
And then the other why, one of my earlier whys was I ran because I was processing grief over the loss of my father. And then my father-in-law caught a disease that limited his mobility.
Mm-hmm.
And that used to play really heavy into my mindset of, man, he cannot get up. He cannot walk. And I can run. So I should.
Right.
And that's a real thing, I think, for a lot of people. People who deal with really heavy stuff, whether it be their own health or a dear family member's health, like that triggers something in you. So,
yeah, the physical movement, and it doesn't have to be running, but running has a very low barrier for most people.
Yeah.
Does help process.
Yeah.
Somehow physically, maybe chemically help you process.
Yes. And then I'll only counterpoint your community thing with, I've totally lost that, except the show, and especially the frequency of the show, keeps me in it and mindful. And then I have the lawsuit that's motivating me right now.
Well, we'll get to Michael Goff
Yeah, I
later.
don't want to jump ahead on that. So that's a great one, Mary, and I think that's something for us to consider, and people need to send in the why.
Yeah, so if you're listening to the show and you want to share your why, send it in as a voice memo to howisyourruntoday@gmail.com. That's howisyourruntoday gmail.com.
Send us your why.
Come on, break.
Peter, recently I brought a photo to our studio.
You did. We were in the studio, and you prepped me barely.
I just said, I want you to look at this photo and tell me what you see.
Let's go to that sequence of events.
So I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to show you a picture. We can talk about any part of the picture at all. I mean, obviously, it's going to have a context, which you'll need to understand if you don't already know what it is.
How would I know what it is?
Well, I mean, it's something in the world. You will recognize the elements of it. I wanted to get your impression of it because it had a very distinct impression on me, which was probably not the first impression most people will have.
Okay. So you're using me as like to try to achieve a baseline reaction?
No, I want to know what your thoughts are when you see it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, now you will.
Is this an intervention?
This has nothing to do with you.
All right. So you're about to show me a photo because this is basically radio.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to show me a photo. I'm going to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Describe to me what you see here.
Okay. It is a street that looks somewhat urban. There are some trees, however. There looks to be a parked car.
What's the center part of the image?
What was the question you asked me just now?
Describe the picture.
Thank you. There seems to be a parked car, a car in motion coming sort of the direction that we are looking, so it's coming at us. Then there's a car that looks like it may have been going the other way, further back, which all is to say it's a rather wide road. It looks to be possibly winter-ish. There is a person coming at us running at a solid clip by the way their footfalls are. Left foot is in midair, right foot toe strike, but about to launch. They are wearing black running pants, an orange running windbreaker type thing. They have sunglasses on.
Okay.
They have gloves, so that tells me also winter.
Okay, stop right there.
Okay.
So of all the elements you said, an urban road in the wintertime, some cars on the street, and a man wearing running tights and an orange jacket and a black beanie.
100%.
This could be could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere that experiences different seasons. I guess the only thing
it could be Boston. It could be
the only
many
thing
places.
That's kind of interesting visually about the space is that it looks to be like there's netting on both sides of the street and above this person who's running. So now I'm thinking it's located somewhere near like a playing field or somewhere where you wouldn't want balls, maybe golf balls, although the holes look way too big, baseballs maybe. I don't know. You wouldn't want them hitting cars or property because there's literally netting on three sides of it, and then there's the fourth side is the ground.
Right, the netting goes up the side of the sidewalk near the buildings, up over a canopy,
like
and
a
down
canopy.
the other side of the sidewalk.
And then on the other side of is supports catching the other netting. So whoever this runner is probably not going to get hit with a ball of any type.
Right.
Okay.
So
there, I've looked at that photo. Also, and there seems to be some moisture on the ground, like it's clearly rained or snowed or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a street scene of something.
Right.
Kind of. Street running scene.
And you can even look, and the guy's wearing like North Face pants and a Nike hat, and it's
branded. Yeah, he's obviously
it's
spent some money on some real things. Okay, sure.
That's all I'm saying. There's a Jeep driving down the street. So
I'm trying to discern how old the vehicles are, but they look relatively modern within the last, say, 10, 15 years.
It's a contemporary photo.
Okay.
It was taken Very recently.
And the sky is overcast, and there's some structure in the background that's hard to see. I don't know what it is.
But in general,
yeah.
Now that you've described it very accurately and thoroughly,
thank you so much.
It's a guy in winter running gear running down an urban street, and the only thing that's unusual is this netting that goes up the sidewalk and up over the street.
Yeah, that's really the only unusual thing. I mean, other than it's obviously a road that's open to cars, and watch out, city, careful. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the context of this photo is that this is a Ukrainian city near the front. So these people are in wartime. They had been taken over by the Russian army. The Russian army was repelled, and now they have this city back. The netting is to stop drones from coming and attacking people and cars, because the propellers of the drones get caught in this plastic netting.
And it stops them.
And there's a guy
going for a run
who looks like any of us.
I mean, I thought it was West Finnemore when I first opened it. When I first
our first guest.
Our first guest.
Putting on his gear and running down the street like any of us would do.
What?
Except he has to run under the netting so a drone doesn't come and explode on top of him. So this is a really serious topic.
This is pretty serious.
But the reason it was so striking to me was that people just
go about it.
They want to live their lives. They want to go out for a run. And as soon as that's possible, they'll do it. Yep. So these streets were covered with this dome of netting to stop drone attacks. And this guy is going out for his daily run.
Yeah.
And
he looks like his figure, his physique is of a runner. Like, he clearly runs a lot.
Yeah.
He's getting it done on the daily or close to it.
Right. And
wow.
What just struck me about it, because it's easy to get doomer in these days, and this is a doomish context.
This is pretty doomerish context, yeah.
But so you can look at it two different ways. One is, this is the depths that this place has fallen, that, The other is, hey, hope springs eternal, grass grows out of cracks in the sidewalk.
Right.
And as soon as it's safe enough, we'll go for a run.
Just let me put this netting up first. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's intense. Yeah, that's pretty intense. And how did you get this photo?
This was actually an NPR story, so I just was going through the news and found this. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in 2020 and 2021, we ran with face coverings because we needed to get outside and we needed to get our normalcy, and we were doing abnormal things in abnormal times in every other minute of the day. And even for runs, wearing masks, which now we know wasn't anything we had to do.
We didn't need to do, right.
And was so
unpleasant and difficult.
Well, yeah, because we did this whole thing where we used cloth first because we didn't know.
Yeah.
But you just did it because you're like, yeah, but it's better than sitting here indoors. It's better than. So, I mean, do you get to a place where you're like, yeah, I might get hit by a drone, but it's better than sitting here and me wishing I was outside.
Well, and who knows? He might be doing the same 4 blocks in a loop because there's only 4 blocks covered in netting. I don't know.
Do we have any concept of how much of this there is?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well.
But it's just sort of a thought of, people can default to doing the things that they love to do, that they do, even in the most trying of circumstances. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's such an arresting photo, but also normal. In some ways, like a normal thing is happening. And that was the gist of the story. I think the story begins in a cafe where there's, like a young woman who's the barista and people are sitting outside drinking their coffees and this, except the only thing that's oddball about it is that there's anti-drone netting everywhere. I mean.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about, London during the Blitz, right? Like everyone just tried to do what they were doing, and then they'd have to turn out all the lights, and
Well, that's that whole keep on and carry on mentality.
There it is.
Right.
It's right there.
Right.
So, wow. Okay. So you're saying I should probably just go for a run?
But it wasn't anything. I just found it to be like,
wow.
In some ways, I found it to be a bright spot, even though it's so dark and depressing and can be like, oh, like I said, look how far we've fallen. On the other hand, it was like, all this guy wanted to do was go out for a run.
Well, it's interesting because just yeah,
there it's not chaos.
No,
he just wanted to go for a run.
Yeah, and the picture itself is almost borderline innocuous. It's like, yeah, a guy running on the street. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cold, and some people would be like, "That's crazy. I'm not running. It's too cold." And other people would be like, "What are you talking about? There's no snow in the way. You're fine. Get out there."
Right.
But then to know the context of it, it is powerful beyond words, really. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think he's worried about wearing orange at all? I mean, the drones don't care.
Well, as always, the biggest danger is the cars that
hitting
are right,
you.
in this when you're running down the street. So
probably better to
not get hit by the car.
Okay, well, is this a new segment we're going to do?
Well, I don't know.
Where
it was just
you shake me to my core because that's what's just occurred.
Well, that's what happened to me when I saw
just
this picture.
Happened. Like I don't know what to do with it really, other than just mull on it.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they are right now. I mean,
and maybe that was a little of it too, which is like we're not living that reality right now. Like I'm not living this reality, so put everything in context and move forward.
Brian, a lot of podcasts would just wrap up the show right there because that was
last show.
No, I'm saying that was a heavy duty piece, and we're not that show. What we do is go into this day in history with Michael Goff. Do you have something to change the mood here? Did his lawyer submit something?
Hit that voice memo button for me, Peter.
Voice memo! Hey, Peter and Bryan. It's Michael Goff. Sitting in my car on a Sunday morning on Beacon Street, post-run with, and I'm saying this for Peter's benefit because I know he's getting to that age where he forgets stuff. We just went for a run, a couple loops around the Chestnut Hill Reservoir, followed by a very nice coffee and egg sandwich at Eagles Deli. And listen, did the lawyers need to get involved to make it happen? Yeah, of course they did. He's right. I am very litigious, and I was getting a little salty that he didn't want to go for a run for me. But we did have a lovely time. It was very great to catch up. And now you're on the hook for a few more runs. So your accountability buddy says, keep going. You're doing great. It was great to see you. And we'll see you soon. Voice memo complete.
What's slow, sweet, and sticky?
Michael Goff.
Actually, it's molasses.
Michael Goff.
Sounds like you need to get back out there before the month of accountability ends, Peter.
Yeah, there's a really strong chance of that, especially if he comes out to my toy show in Franklin, Massachusetts on Sunday. Then I'd leave the table.
That's a throwdown.
And it's beautiful out there. There's a lot of places to run. He's going to do something where he's really busy with some Colgate reunion. He's going to have a whole thing where he can't. I've got tickets to a cotillion. I mean, he just is so out there. This guy. We were 5 seconds into the run. He's like, "Hey, do you want to go to a Celtics game tonight?" No, I don't want to go to a Celtics. It's Sunday. Actually,
I would have gone to a Celtics game.
Actually, I don't think he just mentioned he was going. I don't think he asked me to go. I don't think he has in the past asked me to go to things. Okay. And it's always very nice. Oh, I know what it was. The 2 days before on Friday, day of, he's like, "Hey, do you want to come to this thing? We didn't have any takers." And it was a special date night with me and my current wife, Anna Brooks. So I couldn't break those plans. But it was very nice. He is always thinking of me, obviously, because he's writing up legal briefs. I think I'm on the hook at least for an unlimited amount of runs in the future, and I don't want to let him. He's one of the best people to run with. he's very effusive, which I like, and mostly because I'm not breathing well and I can't make any sounds. So he's filling the air, and I just go, "That's not true. That's not true." I ask him a lot of questions all the time. We have a good time.
No, keep your friends close.
And your Goffs closer.
Correct.
Running with scissors.
Peter, let's just go into it. Another voice memo.
Voice memo! Hey, Bryan and Peter. It's Kelly in North Carolina. Just checking in. If I'm honest, the last couple months have felt really hard. Everything in the world has just been kind of hard lately. So after I did my solstice 10K in December, it got really cold in North Carolina, and 10 years ago I would have been glad to go out in that weather, but not so much now. So that was rough, and then just everything felt hard. So, but I'm feeling better, and I went out a couple times last week for a run walk. The weather's warming up here. I went out this morning, so I'm feeling good, and I've decided that in June I'm going to run the bypass that's being built around our town. It doesn't have any cars on it right now. It's not done. My husband rides his bike out there a lot, so I'm gonna run it, and it's about 5 miles, and it ends near our favorite local ice cream place, Sunny Skies. So I'm gonna call it the Peanut Butter Fudge 5 Miler and enjoy some ice cream when I get done. So, and if you or any other Howartians are ever in the Raleigh area and drive about 30 minutes south, you can join me here in Anger, North Carolina for some really, really good ice cream at Sunny Skies. So let me know if you want to come. So anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.
Trendsetter. Peter, it's March. I'm a Syracuse grad. Syracuse, again, aren't in the NCAA tournament, and some North Carolina teams are doing really well. So I just want to put that out there. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, let's put those in brackets. Talk about them later.
Kelly, I think you're saying the same thing that we're saying, which was this has been a tough winter to run in for some of us.
I don't know why you're looking at me like that. Like I did technically run this winter, so
well, we ran, but I think what we're saying is your two podcast hosts here have been
100%.
You know,
just it's been very challenging.
It's been a low mileage winter,
I think
but we're coming out of it.
All excited for deep spring, awesome summer. I think we're all in need of it wherever you live.
And I think the idea of identifying like a unique new place to run, a challenge for yourself.
Love this.
Everything about it is fantastic, including the ending.
Even if it's a Monday, it's a Sunday. I hear what you're saying.
Do you get a peanut butter fudge sundae?
I could.
I mean, that's almost like it's a sundae just by itself, peanut butter fudge.
Yeah.
Peter, what's your favorite kind of ice cream?
I really have only one that I require as my favorite, which is peppermint stick ice cream. I love it. I think it's delicious. It's refreshing. Every time I go to a place, if they have it available, that's my go-to.
I've never had peppermint stick ice cream.
Okay. I mean, some people don't like it. Some people, it's weird because when it's not available, if you get something like a mint chip.
Well, that's not at all the same, though.
It's very close.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, interesting.
But it's not peppermint stick. It's close, but right. I'm saying if you're looking for an approximate flavor. And so I would argue that if you're not someone who likes a mint chip, you may or may not like a peppermint.
I love mint chip.
Then you're going to like a peppermint stick.
I've never gone there.
And there's a whole thing like, do you like your peppermint stick to be mostly white in color, or do you want it pink in color?
You know, I want to have this conversation.
So do I.
Deeply.
And we're going to.
Because I have a lot of things to say about ice cream color, ice cream flavor.
I know.
Approximations of flavor or actual flavors.
I know.
We've talked about this before, but I think this is a good time to say that we're getting quite serious about having the summer ice cream show.
Yeah, you mean Bryan and Peter's Ice Cream Project 2026? Yeah, it's
That's
happening.
what I'm talking about.
Of course it's happening. It's happening this summer. I'm just waiting for the creameries to open. And then you and I are going to go. We're going to go to these creameries. We're going to get ice cream. And then we're going to talk about the ice cream we're consuming.
For people who don't live in New England or Massachusetts, a creamery is an ice cream shop or ice cream stand.
And there's a lot of them, and they're almost all seasonal.
Correct.
Very few are year-round. We'll get into that and what the difference is. We'll talk about the history of each one that we're at, where they are in location, how we got there, how we knew about to get there.
Are we going to be putting this list out in advance?
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
that. I don't want people to get too excited about where we're going. I think it's going to be drops as we go.
Mm-hmm.
If I were a listener and I cared about ice cream, I'd quickly buy a map. I would buy a map predominantly of Massachusetts, but you'd want to see some surrounding states. I'd want to go to Staples. I'd want to buy some push pins because then you can follow our trail.
Some red string?
Yeah.
Maybe some peppermint stick string.
Would you like your string white or pink?
See? I have a whole thing about strawberry ice cream. I could go on for an hour.
It's an interesting thing. Do you like strawberries in your strawberry ice cream?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
But most strawberry ice creams are sad and pathetic.
That's
but when they're good,
they're unbelievable. That's
they're
true
transcendent.
true for most berry-based fresh ice cream.
See, the show writes itself, Peter.
I'm aware of it because finally we have some content that I can actually contribute in and be a part of and actually speak with some authority.
What's your why about eating ice cream?
Why not tune into that show when we have it ready? It's going to be most likely a podcast and with some video components, obviously. I don't want to say jackhammerjohnson.com is where this will live, but that's a real website that we own, jackhammerjohnson.com. And there's nothing else there yet. So maybe the videos live there or link to YouTube. You know what? It's not June yet. Just calm down, everybody. You're going to get your content. You're going to lick it. You're going to like it.
Peter, this show was full spectrum, let's just say.
There was a lot of stuff in this show as if we recorded it over nearly 10 days.
It was light,
in
it was
completely
heavy.
different moods.
I had 4 different moods just in the recording this little session we had.
I'm really sorry I hadn't showered before this.
Well, neither have I. Are you? Do you have 2 showers? I hope.
Yeah,
good.
We can.
We don't have to shower together.
We know what